Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jazz, and today we're gonna be reading Crescent City. As some of you Sarah J Maas fans might know, Crescent City 3 comes out in January. I haven't read the Crescent City series yet, so I'm actually gonna vlog it, and I'm so excited because one of my friends, she just finished the first Crescent City last night. She came over and I started Crescent City and she finished it. So she said it was so good. She was literally like crying at the end of it. So I know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. But, and this is gonna be full on spoilers for all the people who want a refresher on Crescent City. So if you are excited for Crescent City 3 to come out, but you don't want to reread that entire freaking freaking 2 books, this is the video for you, because I'm gonna be spoiling the heck out of this, because that is what you guys are here for, is I'm gonna just be talking about the book. So far this is where I'm at. I just got to chapter 5 and I started it last night, but I fell asleep. So I have to like rewind a little bit. But I literally fell asleep at the worst part you possibly could fall asleep at. Okay, so we got Bryce, we have Danica, we have Jasiba, and then we have Connor, and Danica's like wolf pack, and Bryce is like basically half fae and half human. And so she's a half breed, which, girl, whatever that means, it means you're just gonna be amazing. That's all that means. But anyways, right when I was falling asleep, the worst thing imaginable freaking happened. So she like went on a date with her boyfriend Reed or whatever, and he is just like a human who's like really, really rich. So I don't blame her for dating him, but like, she didn't love him. So she ended up just breaking up with him right on the spot in the middle of that date. And then she like went home and she was about to, no. She went to a club and then went home. And like in the midst of all that, she's like texting Danica, she's texting Connor. And Connor's like all like, hey, I just really want to take you on a date, blah, blah, blah. Please let me just take you on a date. I've wanted to take you for years, all this stuff. Danica's like, dude, just let Connor take you on a date. Like, what's it gonna hurt? So she breaks up with her boyfriend and is like, okay, Connor, you can take me on this pizza date. But then she gets home from the freaking club and they were all slaughtered. The entire wolf pack, Danica and everybody was slaughtered. And that, like, I literally fell asleep in the middle of that. So like, I didn't even finish that scene, which, how can you fall asleep in the middle of that? I don't know. I was really tired, but like, that's where I'm at. And I'm so sad about it, because you just introduced Danica as like her best friend in the whole world, and then what? She's gone just like that. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing this series. That's the update of like where I started, and I plan on like reading more, but like I said, I'm gonna vlog this and we're just gonna read Crescent City 1 together. Then when I finish this, I plan on reading Crescent City 2. So we're gonna just do the whole series together. And then obviously like Crescent City 3 is coming out. Your girls got it pre-ordered, all that fun stuff, so like we're not missing that. So I'm gonna go take all my makeup off, put my jammies on, cozy up on my couch, and read some freaking Crescent City, and go find out what the heck just happened to Danica and Connor, because who would do this? Who could possibly do this? Do you think it's Briggs? It could be Briggs. They were talking about how Briggs is a bad guy and he just got out of prison. I have no idea like who he truly is, except that he's not good. What if it's Briggs? I'll update you guys in a little bit, okay?
Shiny lights and purple sky, everything's so bright. 기다려왔어 지금이야. Turn off your phone and off your mind. Look at you so bright. 멈출 수 없어 지금이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night.
Okay. So, I just got to chapter 7. I don't know. I thought maybe she was in the hospital, but I was a little confused. I think she was like in a little investigation room. I don't know, but she wasn't talking much, but like she was also on drugs and everything, and like had all those drugs in her system. But like, I don't blame her for not talking, because she just like saw one of the most horrific things she could have ever seen. You know, like that's her best freaking friend. But they like introduced Hunt, and I'm pretty sure Hunt's the love interest because I've heard his name and I've seen some fan art, I think. I try to avoid all the fan art. And apparently he like his power or like his magic is lightning, which is like really cool, but I just read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and like it gives me major Fourth Wing Iron Flame vibes, but I know that this series was first, so like Fourth Wing Iron Flame is after obviously. And also he's an angel, so that's cool. I'm still trying to understand the whole like hierarchy, like the Veneer and the Astrai and the like angels and all that. Like I'm trying to understand that. Maybe I need to look up like a little diagram or something because there's so much going on that I don't even know if I can understand their government system. I actually really like how like raw this book is. Like they talk a lot about like drugs and swearing and just some like very adult stuff, and like I wasn't expecting that after reading like Throne of Glass and ACOTAR. Like they don't have that kind of stuff in there, so I wasn't really expecting that in this book. But yeah, it's very like raw and vulgar and stuff like that, and I'm not mad about it. It's just I was not expecting it at all. I did not see that coming when I was like gonna pick up this book. I will update you guys in a minute. I got home from work and wasn't feeling too great today, so I came straight home, took my makeup off, and my lovely, amazing boyfriend is making me dinner. Like he had already started it when I was on my way home. So I get to come home and put my jammies on, sit down and just read. And then we also have a little date night planned, and by that I just mean at home. We're gonna restart Grey's Anatomy and I'm really excited. But anyways, this is me in my cute new Fourth Wing blanket. The updates that I have for Crescent City. I'm pretty lost. I'm on chapter 14, page 155. I can tell you so far I have 100% comprehended the fact that Danica and the wolves were slaughtered. And now I know that like the Astri or whatever, the people who help run like Midgard, like some of the government, I guess. Hunt is part of the government. That's the vibe I'm getting. He's an angel and he's part of the government. It's been a few years since Danica and all them, and now they've like come back to Bryce. I think they want to pull her into the investigation and like have her start investigating with them and kind of like use her as bait. That's kind of like where I'm at. I think the main thing that I'm not like completely understanding is the hierarchy of the government and like how all of that works. I don't know. It's really interesting and like weird. It is so weird, but as everybody says, I'm just gonna keep going because I'm assuming the pieces of the puzzle is gonna come together eventually. I hope. I have hope, and I believe in Sarah J. Maas, so I'm gonna keep going. I'll keep updating you guys. Alright, so I'm on chapter 27. I feel like I'm far enough into the book I should be fully aware and understanding what's going on, and I'm definitely struggling with that. I am definitely having a hard time, like, being fully aware and understanding what's going on, and yeah. So this is kind of like, I think I've already said a little bit in the beginning of, like, where I'm at and what I'm seeing, but basically, like, Hunt gets assigned to watch her, and the government kind of brings her in on this, like, investigation because they're trying to find the murderer because they figured out that they don't think the murderer was Briggs, because Briggs is locked up. For a second, Bryce was, like, on Hunt's suspect list, but now he's not as much, or she's not as much, because they're kind of, like, getting closer, and, like, he's starting to understand her, and, like, he just met Labana? He just met her. She, like, totally obsessed with Hunt, like, which, I get it. I think she is adorable. I love her. But yeah, we're at a point where we just got to the second murder, okay? And she just got brought over. Well, Hunt made her go look at it, because at this point, Hunt was still suspicious, which I don't know why. Yeah, he was still suspicious, so he made her, like, come over and look at it, and it kinda just traumatized her again and brought her back to, like, everything she didn't deserve to go back into. And her brother walked up and, like, was like, "Okay, you can leave. You need to leave. Like, there's no reason for you to be here." Like, she's just kind of in her own world, traumatized world at the moment or whatever. And that's, like, the point that I'm at, but I know that also they, like, went to the meat market, and in the meat market, they bought drugs and, like, ended up meeting the Viper Queen. And they say, like, all these big bad things about the Viper Queen, and, like, they are basically saying that we need to be scared of her. But I am a little unsure about that. Like, part of me is like, is she as bad as they say she is? Like, I just didn't get those vibes from her. I don't know why. So I feel like somehow she's gonna have, like, I don't know, a good arc in the book, I guess I should say. I think that she's not gonna be the problem, but I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong and feel really dumb at the end of this vlog saying this, but we'll see. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I also was confused for a minute because I'm like, okay, so Run is her, or Run is her brother or her cousin? And I had asked my friend today too, I'm like, "Hey, brother or cousin?" And she's like, "No, it's brother. They're just not supposed to know it's cousin or brother. Not yet, at least." So she said not yet, which means they're gonna find out. But it took me a minute though, because she kept saying brother, and I don't know, like, I understand that, like, he's her brother, the Autumn King is her dad, like, I got all that. And I understand most of, like, the closer characters' places in the book. The government is still hard to put together. I understand that it's like demons, angels, and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm still kind of lost, and I don't know if that's normal because everybody says the first 100 pages they're lost, and I'm on page 275, so I don't know. But I'm also not, like, can't say that I'm not enjoying it because I'm still enjoying it. I just am a little lost, is all. So. Okay, so I actually just remembered too that the Raven got bombed while they were there. So that whole thing went down. I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that whole thing got bombed and they, like, don't know why or how. And so now Hunt is, like, living with her inside her house. And yeah, that's the only, like, thing I forgot. You guys, I am so, oh my god, I look crazy. I, like, took a shower and I literally just took this off my head for the video, but, like, apparently all my makeup did not wipe off, so that's cool. But anyways, yeah, that's why, like, my hair's wet and everything, but I literally took a shower, I put this on, and I sat in the bed and I started reading, and you guys, it is insane. Like, what the frick? The things that I have found out, like, okay, can we please, I'm gonna rewind, because I haven't updated you guys in a while. I'm literally on page 644, chapter, like, 71, 72, something like that, okay? And shit is fucking going down. Shit is going down, okay? So, one second. Okay, like, I've been listening to my audiobook, dude. Okay, so I've been taking, like, some notes, and this is what I have. So, like, to start from, like, the last time I updated you guys. First of all, we thought it was Sabine. We think Sabine is the one who killed Danica, and I'm like, she's just such a bad person. I could absolutely see that. But then we find out that Danica is the one who tried to steal the horn. What? Mind-blowing. Why did Danica, like, keep stuff from Bryce? Like, how are they that close and, like, Bryce didn't know what was going on? But then she convinced Hunt to let her have a meeting with the demon. I don't even remember his name, but just to find out that she had a meeting with him when she was a kid. Like, she was like 13. There's gonna be so much that arises from that later on, I guarantee it, after she does the drop or whatever. I also want to talk about, okay, if you haven't read Sarah J Maas's other series, this is gonna make no sense to you. But if you have read her other series, why, tell me why, the minute that we start talking about the demons and the demon princes, I immediately am thinking of the Volg. Somebody tell me that I'm crazy, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, am I just crazy? Like, am I jumping too far ahead? Am I trying to take in, am I reaching too much? Like, what, or what? Like, did anybody else think this? Because I seriously think that this is the start of the correlation between this and the other series, is the Volg. Because specifically, oh, I'll find it. Hold on, I gotta find the quote for you. It was chapter 51, I know that. Okay, so first of all, when they were talking to the demon, he was like, he looked at Hunt and he was like, what is that? Or what are you doing with the black crown around your brow? I don't know if I missed something, but I have no idea what that means. But I am intrigued. Okay, this part got me. Okay, so he was like, Hela is a planet. Hunt's brows lowered. Most of the demons he'd killed and dealt with hadn't been able to or inclined to speak.
Adidas is the
demon's name, shrugged with one shoulder. It is a real place as Midgard, or it is as real as a place as Midgard. Midgard. Okay. Though most of us would have you believe that it wasn't. The prince pointed to him. Your kind, fallen, were made in Midgard by the Astri, but the Fae, the Shifters, and many others came from their own worlds. The universe is massive. Some believe it has no end, and that our universe might be one in a multitude, as bountiful as the stars in the sky or the sand on the beach. You guys, am I just jumping to conclusions? Like, am I pushing it? Like, am I crazy? Because my first thoughts over here, like, I don't know, I might literally be crazy, I really don't know, but my first thoughts over here are like, the stars in the sky, Akatar? And then I'm like, the sand on the beach, and all I can think of is the beach that Skulls Bay, from Skulls Bay. And do you remember when, like, literally when Aelin got, that whole thing went down on the beach with Aelin and Maeve, because I'm not going to say what happened or anything, but that thing went down on the beach with Aelin and Maeve. Somebody tell me that I'm not crazy, please. Okay, so that was the updates. But then just now, so now I'm on chapter 71, right?
I'm stressed.
I'm stressed because first of all, her and Hunt finally had some action on the couch. It was cool. And then that very same freaking night, she catches him in a lie. First of all, how dare him lie to us like that? Are you kidding me? And then at the end of the day, I know that his intentions walking into that night, like that night specifically, had changed. But still, like, so like Bryce just like left it and was like, deuces, screw you, Athalar. But like, no, don't screw Athalar. No. We love Athalar. Like, people fuck up. Yeah, what he just did was very unforgivable. I'm not even gonna lie, like, that's pretty unforgivable. But like, let him explain himself or something. Like, I don't know, I'm an Athalar fan. But anyway, she goes back after him and he gets sold to, what the frickin', I don't even know how to say her name. And I've been listening to the audiobook and still don't know how to say her name. Sadriel, his ex, Sandriel, like her. And I'm like, that is, yeah, probably like the worst punishment that he could come across. Absolutely one of the worst punishments. So now she like runs after, and and she basically gave up her everything to go into the bone whatever for Danica. And I'm like, I don't know what none of that means, but that's fucking crazy. But then fast forward, and now she's on her knees saying, take me instead of Hunt. Ma'am, when you love hard. When she loves hard. One thing about Bryce is she has got your mother freaking back. Bryce is the definition of a ride or die. I'm literally at the part where she just was on her knees, and the last thing, well, first of all, then Rune comes in and pulls his stunt that he pulled about the whole, oh, well, technically she's my property, which I don't blame him. And honestly, she needs to stop, like, holding so much against him. He is your brother. Stop hating him so much. And he's only ever doing things to protect you. And it's like, yeah, he is here for you. And I see why it makes her mad, because no, she does not want to be his property. She's her own very independent woman. But he doesn't believe her as his property. He just needed to save her from whatever the fuck she was doing, because Bryce, that is not going to solve any problems right now, okay? Can we just walk away and figure a plan out with a clear head, please? But then Hunt made me mad. He said, and I know it took everything in him to say it, but how awful, he said, I owe you nothing and you owe me nothing. Don't ever come looking for me again. My heart bursted with hers. That was a tough moment. I have 2.5 hours left with my audiobook. I am probably going to finish this tomorrow. Lahaba. I was not expecting that. Like, she's one of those people that you expect to be around for a really long time. I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh! She... Oh my gosh. These last 3 chapters just blew my entire mind. Like, I have to process what just happened, because she just killed Micah. She just used the Godslayer gun and shot him right in the head, and then did so many more gruesome details, which, granted, he deserved because he killed Danica. But, like, that was so dark, but, like, she got her vengeance. And then she took the antidote and it worked for the synth. I am so... Alright. I'm stressed. Hi guys. Alright. It has been a hot minute since I've updated you guys. I have been working overnight, so I have been literally working overnight, sleeping all day, and I really haven't updated you guys. But I finished Crescent City, and it was, the ending was like mind-blowing and phenomenal, like so good. I don't know what all I updated you guys on, but it was so good. I love Bryce and Hunt. I think where I stand right now, Aelin is still my favorite character out of the Mossiverse, but Bryce is up there, Hunt is up there for sure. I love that we get so much of him. I was just so mind blown at everything that happened, and the way that she killed Micah, and then the Starborn, the star, and how she made the drop, and Danica helped her with the drop, and like she's just super powerful. I think there's so much from all of that that's gonna play in later on. I'm not sure. So I started Crescent City 2, and I am, like I said, it's been a minute since I updated you guys because I'm literally on chapter 56, so I apologize. But I figured since I was this far, I would kind of give you guys the update on that too. So like one thing I will say about Crescent City is I feel like I'm not following along as good as I did through ACOTAR and Kingdom of Ash. Like ACOTAR was, or not Kingdom of Ash, what the hell? Throne of Glass. ACOTAR was like really easy for me to understand. Like I understood everything about ACOTAR. Throne of Glass was a little more complex, but I got it. Like I was good. And now Crescent City is like really complex. I can't keep up. I'm a pretty new reader, so I'm like, is it me? Is it me? Because I'm so new, I don't know. I just know that like I have struggled a bit understanding everything that's going on. Even now that I'm in the second book, I still find myself a little lost. And it's a huge piece of it is like everything that goes on with the Asteri and like everything that went on with like Cormac and Rune and like when they went over to the Bone Quarter, and there's just so many different characters and so many different things happening. And the only characters that I feel like I truly understand are Rune, which Rune totally gives me Dorian vibes, like Dorian vibes. Hunt, Bryce, and I really loved Lahaba. I'm starting to like get Queen Hypaxia now. And when I say like understand, I mean like these characters are becoming very familiar. In ACOTAR, the Inner Circle, I felt love for all of those people. But like in this book, Declan and Flynn, I don't really care that much for that. Like they don't have enough of a part to like play that impact on me. But Ethan, I just got to the part where Ethan just got attacked by that beast, and it like, the way she explained it is he grabbed a hold of him by his neck and blood started squirting out. I'm like, this man is dead. I thought I about cried. This man is dead, and I love Ethan. Kind of wild, but I'm really glad she didn't kill him because I love him. Bryce basically lied to everybody. They saved Emil. Sophia is dead, or Sophie is dead. And like, so when I first started the book, I was listening to it on audiobook. In the prologue, I was so lost the whole time. My brain like does this really weird thing, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but this is why I like to follow along when I read audiobooks, because, or when I listen to audiobooks, I like to follow along, because especially if it's a new book or we're talking about things that I don't know about yet. So like the prologue was like a whole different like environment, a whole different story, like whole different characters, and for my brain can't comprehend that because I don't know anything about them yet. Does that make any sense? But once we jumped in the first chapter and they started talking about Hunt and Bryce, I was understanding what was going on. So I ended up having to go back and reread the prologue to like truly get an understanding of what the heck happened. I think that it's wild that we keep finding out stuff about Danica. Like she's a hellhound or a bloodhound, and like she really did keep a lot of secrets from Bryce. And like I can see, I definitely would have hurt feelings, but at the same time, like I kind of get it because it's all very dangerous. And then look at her now. They just found out that Pippa killed Sophie. Pippa is bad news. Cormac isn't as bad as I thought he was. Bryce basically lied to everybody about Emil, had the Viper Queen retrieve him and give him to Bryce, which honestly I said in the first book, I was like, I just don't get bad vibes from the Viper Queen. Like she's bad, you can tell, like that's the point of her character, but I just like, she's not the main threat. And like I don't know, I just was like, okay, she's not as bad. Like when I was thinking, oh, this Viper Queen lady is gonna be our evil character, no, she's not yet, at least not quite stirring the pot yet. But I have a feeling because Bryce owes her a favor, the pot is gonna get stirred very, very soon. But anyways, so she got Emil, renamed Emil to Cooper, and had her parents adopt him, and like my whole heart and soul to that. Yeah, and then her and Hunt ended up figuring out that they actually are mates and securing the mating bond. And can we talk about the smut in this book? Crescent City 2, intense. I think that this is one of the most graphic smut scenes I've ever read. It's like literally like very, very, very crazy, very, very graphic. Definitely not for kids. But and then freaking the Autumn King, he is going to piss me off. I'm like, he's on all my nerves, you guys. He just changed Bryce's name to his name, so now she's the princess, and like it irritates my soul because of how much Bryce hates him, how he does things just to bother her. but it is what it is. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. I made these. So first I made it into bookmark. I made one as a gift for my friend, so hopefully she doesn't see this before I give it to her. Yeah, I made it as a gift for one of my friends because we both read the whole ACOTAR series together. We read Throne of Glass together, and now we're reading Crescent City together, even though she finished Sky and Breath already, but that's okay. She's faster than me. We're not all fasties. But anyway, I am obsessed with this. Okay, so if you've read the Mossiverse, you might like this. Okay, now I seen this idea, I think on Etsy or something, or Pinterest, one of the two, and I was like, I want to make that just for me, like, so that I can have one. I don't want to buy one, I want to make one myself. So I did, and I got on Canva and I did it on Canva. This is the one that I'm about to show you, is more of like a poster to put like on my bookshelf, but I made them into little bookmarks, one for her, one for me. So this is it. Okay, this is the front, and it says, from the library of the House of Wind. The title is Spilling the Tea, and it's by the cereal. And then we have Farah, Archeron, Rescind, Cassian, Azriel. Oh, and it's like basically like signing out the book, right? Signing the library card. Cassian, Azriel, Nesta, Bryce. So I decided to like put the whole Mossiverse in it, but ACOTAR is our favorite, so that's like, we really love these characters, so that's why I put more of these characters in there. But Bryce is her favorite character, and Aelin is my favorite character, so we got Bryce Quinlan, Aelin Galathinius, Rowan Whitethorn, because I liked Rowan, but now that I've read freaking Crescent City, I kind of wish I put Hunt Athalar, because I like him better than Rowan, but it's fine. And then we have Gwen and Emery. I put them together. And then the bottom is my name, Jazz Danielle, but hers says her name at the bottom instead. And so the back of it, this one's blank, but our bookmarks, I put the back on it, so when you flip it over, it's this. Rhysand is the most handsome High Lord. Rhysand is the most delightful High Lord. Rhysand is the most cunning High Lord, and it just goes like this. But this is like a little poster style, and I'm just gonna like probably put it up on my bookshelf. But I'm so proud of this because I just made it all myself in Canva. Like, I just think it's so cute. And now I made it into a little poster too. Just laminated it, and I'm obsessed. So like I said, I'm on chapter 56 of Sky and Breath. Sorry, I got like super off topic, but I have 3 hours and 13 minutes left of this book. And I'm also reading Wreck the Halls right now. Okay, well anyway, I'll give you guys an update when I read more of Crescent City 2, or possibly finish it. I don't know.